Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, now we find out a little bit, or at least bits and pieces of what the Russians do for the North Koreans in exchange for North Korea's support against the invading hordes in Kursk. And Mr. Zelensky supports Azerbaijan. So Mr. Zelensky wants another front opened in Azerbaijan and Armenia. Did they receive orders? As I said today in a video, Russia will pacify Azerbaijan and Armenia badly, like he did with Chechnya in the Second Chechen War. So Mr. Zelensky is quick to call the president of Azerbaijan. I have 3 maps and about 5 articles. Let's start with Putin or Russia and Kim Jong-un, the woodchuck of North Korea. New voice of Ukraine. Russia gave North Korea AA systems, Shahed technology. These are Pantsir. Oh, there's nothing, since these guys in Ukraine can destroy them like, drunk flies. North Korea has deployed the first Pantsir-S1 anti-aircraft system it received from Russia, along with technology to produce Iranian-designed Shahed UAVs, Ukraine Defense Intelligence Chief Kirill Budanov said on July 1st. No, don't believe this guy is alive until you see him moving and talking, not AI, regarding or on a current event, not about, something that occurred 2 years ago. The guy I think is, but anyway, they give you communiques from Mr. Budanov, not like I give you right now and talk about something that happened today. You're gonna see a video of me a little bit different for something that happened 3 years ago, and Emil is alive, is just fine. But he talks about something from 3 years ago, and he looks a little bit weird, like always, right? Budanov, again, we gotta know that he's alive, made a statement during an interview with Hromadske Radio. Oh, it's radio, not TV. He said Russia is not sending fully assembled drones to North Korea, but transferring the technology and equipment needed for local production. If true. And I'm quoting, from Russia to North Korea, they are transferring technology, not the Shahed drones themselves, but the technology, equipment, and so on. They are setting up production, Budanov said. Let me tell you this. Have you seen a Shahed drone? I'm not saying in reality, because I've never been next to one. But have you seen videos? Have you seen how it looks? Have you seen how complicated it is? What? Do you think the North Koreans are baboons? Do you really think, I'm not saying that the Shahed are not good. Obviously, they're doing what they're supposed to do in Ukraine. But to tell me that the Shaheds, the technology, when those guys and the North Koreans have ballistic missiles, and they build submarines, but they need technology from Shahed drones. Do you understand? It's like these guys went to the moon in 1969. Have you seen with what they say they went? Go and see it at Kennedy Center in North Florida. You find over there. I've been there. You have the capsules over there. It's one thing that's missing from those capsules. Nails. Everything else, including duct tape, is right on it. If those things you tell me went over there and back, anyway, all right. So the same here. They give technology of Shahed, but those have ballistic missiles that shoot them accurately. Can you? Anyway, so this is first baboonish. This, yes, they transferred this, but the other thing, the Shahed, I don't think so. Next. New voice of Ukraine. Zelenskyy calls Azerbaijans Aliyev in solidarity after Russia's crackdown. It was an order, it seemed like Mr. Aliyev received, and I think he is just, I don't know, change course. And this guy right here, don't be so happy, because Russia will take care of Armenia and Azerbaijan in no time, unfortunately. Ukrainian president, you know Zelensky is Ukrainian, right? He's Ukrainian, okay? That's it. Spoke with Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev on July 1st, offering unequivocal support after Russia's violent crackdown against Azerbaijani nationals. You know what happened? There was a gang, not of New York, that committed crimes in Russia. And the police smacked them, the Russian police smacked them as any other criminals. And they happened to be of Azerbaijani descent, like you have the Jewish mafia from the 50s and 60s in the casino business. You know, just happened to be. Okay? And with that, these guys say, oh my God, you smacked our gangs committing crimes. They were not writing poems or painting or anything, pieces of art or something. I don't know. They were not doing something productive for the society. Any other group should have been smacked in the same way and would be smacked in the same way. So nevertheless, what they didn't tell you here is that Azerbaijan did something to someone else. They did something with some reporters from what? Sputnik, wasn't it? Or Russia Today? Which one is it? Russia Today, I think it was. So these guys, doesn't matter, one of the two, the same. Not the same, but these guys arrested some journalists and charged them with terrorism. So that's what started, not the little thing over there, you know. It's like you steal from me, I catch you in my car, stealing whatever I get in my car or trying to steal my car, I grab you and smack you around, and someone said, oh my God, Emil is beating Gigi because that. But do you remember when Emil yelled at Gigi's kids because the Gigi's kids, I don't know, trespassed on his property and took a shit in front of his house? What? Yeah, remember you yelled at them. This guy was stealing my car. You talk about me yelling at some kids that took a shit on my property? Anyway, but Zelensky called him and assured him that he's going to do something. They tried to open a different front, my friends. I didn't expect the Azerbaijan. I expect the Armenians, which are already there, you know, opening, but they can't because of, and Azerbaijan is also bad because they can't do it in, right here. This is the map of the Caucasus. This is Azerbaijan right here, just so you know. This is the Caspian Sea, this is the Black Sea, this is Armenia. These guys are fucked right here, both of them. They can't be really helped. See, down here is Iran, over here is Turkey, Black Sea, they need Georgia. Georgia was already tamed. What, they're gonna go here to Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan and all that? They're gonna help these guys? They're dead meat, but it's okay. They will be activated for a while by the West, the same as Ukraine was activated, and they think they will just drain Russia dry of its resources. That's what it is, nothing else. And then after these guys are smacked, they're going to activate somewhere, someone else, like the Baltic states. Or maybe that's too dangerous because then they have to show us that the Article 5 means nothing when Russia smacks one NATO state. That's what's going to be. If Estonia does something stupid and Russia flattens Estonia today in about 3 seconds, then NATO will not activate squat. What are they going to do? Get in a nuclear war for Estonia? They won't. They will move on. The same as now. They move on from Ukraine to someone else. They're going to use these guys in the Caucasus. All right, so let's go to the next article, which is the one that we already, this one that I mentioned from Ukrainska Pravda. They have a phone call right here. He immediately called, and he picked up. All right, Ukrainian president, because he's Ukrainian, had a phone call with his Azerbaijani counterpart. During the conversation, Zelensky thanked Aliyev for supporting Ukraine, its territorial integrity and people. What are you talking about people, Zelensky? Your people are in New York and in Tel Aviv. I also expressed, and in Paris and in a few other Western imbecile countries. I also expressed Ukraine clear support in a situation where Russia is brutalizing Azerbaijani citizens and threatening the Republic of Azerbaijan. It's threatening the Republic of Azerbaijan because these guys arrested, as of now, journalists. I don't know if they were spies or not, but then brutalizing Azerbaijani citizens from a gang. Why don't they tell us that? Because that's exactly the quotation from the Ukrainian president. He also expressed condolences on behalf of Ukraine over the killing of Azerbaijani nationals on Russian territory. Yeah, they got shot. And I'm quoting, "I'm confident that all the facts will be clarified and that justice must be served. President Aliyev and I share the same view. The life and dignity of every person must be protected." How about Putin? Should his life? How about the Russians' dignity in Ukraine? Should have been protected? Zelensky? I'm listening. Of course not, because you're a fuck up. And let me show you on the big scheme of things where the map is from Google Map. All right, so here is Ukraine right here, just so you know where things are. Ukraine here, this is the Black Sea, this is the Caucasus right here. This is what we're talking about in this map right here. So Black Sea, Caspian Sea, Black Sea, Caspian Sea, Ukraine, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Iran here, Turkmenistan right here, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kosmanstan. That's what they are right here, okay? None of these guys will come over here. They come over here, the Russians have nukes, they're gonna fuck them up if they go, but they're not gonna go to that one. I'm just saying this is what they play right here. Azerbaijan and Armenia, these two countries. Armenia, without Georgia, has no access to the Black Sea. They're dead. Talk about with Turkey help, talk about with the Armenian Holocaust or genocide, and Turkey will invade them. Iran love Russia more than they love Armenia and Azerbaijan. Therefore, they will open another front with the citizens that they care so much. What was the expression Zelensky used? Every person, life and dignity of every person must be protected. As you protect your Ukrainian nation. Your Ukrainian nation. You will use the Azerbaijani, you're going to use the Armenians, you're going to use anybody, not Zelensky. Zelensky is used as well. The problem is he's get money in return. And maybe, I don't know, what's going to happen next. Cheers, Narok. I'm thirsty, goddammit. All made with renewable energy. This is just water. Because I need it for dehydration, actually. You know, alcohol dehydrates us. That's why we drink it when we're thirsty. Very smart. And that's it, my friends. That's it. The Russians are give the North Koreans weapons and technology. I have no doubt there's this kind of cooperation. After all, they have a closer relationship than the Russians have with the Iranians. So that's a fact. What are the Americans going to do? Nothing. They can't. They can provoke. I guarantee you Kim Jong-un will not have the same self-imposed restraint as Putin has in Ukraine. Why? Because Kim Jong-un sees everybody as, the other guy sees the Ukrainians as brothers, cousins, Russians, however he sees them. And as of now, Putin could have ended this a long time ago, but he didn't. He said, they tried to push me, I didn't do it. Why? Because you know what's going to happen next. If the Russians use nuclear weapons, you're going to forget about the 2 atomic bombs dropped by the Americans, the war crimes that nobody talks about. This is going to be the biggest event in the whole world history. Zelensky, will teach us about every day, our children. And the children will become adults and leaders to be manipulated by the same groups and interest. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Zelensky, just a piece of thing activated. I don't know about the Azerbaijani president. We'll see. I suspect there's going to be a little revolution over there, including in Armenia, because I think the Armenian prime minister is an MI6. I have no evidence, but I have gut feelings, and I'm entitled to use them, like a trump card. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.